It's happening 20 hours from now, 9 AM tomorrow morning. I'm going to sit down at this keyboard and start typing. I'm going to be here for 24 hours straight. I'm going to write 50,000 words. Now this all began 3 weeks ago when, on the Bestseller Experiment podcast, the episode interviewing Tim Sullivan, Mark DeVoe wondered if anybody had ever written a novel in a single day. And I thought, I might give that a go. That was a pretty stupid thought I had there. But here we are, 3 weeks down the line, and tomorrow morning it all begins. I released the book as a pre-order on Amazon, TheMaskCollector. It's already available to buy. And I haven't written it yet. So, the plan. In order to write an entire novel in a day, you need an outline. And I'm not much of an outliner. When I normally write novels or film scripts or comic scripts, I wing it. I'm a pantser, you know. I make it up as I go along. But, I have an overall idea. I know the ending usually. I know the inciting incident. I have the characters in my mind, and I kind of have some idea what's going on. I normally have some cool scenes that I want to get to. But the middle bits, the actual writing, that just occurs as it occurs. I'm not a big planner, but in order to write a whole book in one day, you kind of need a plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adapting a film script that I've already written. That film script is TheMaskCollector. The premise of TheMaskCollector is a bank heist goes wrong when one of the hostages turns out to be a wanted serial killer. It's the Italian Job meets Silence of the Lambs. In my mind it looks like a David Fincher movie. So, the screenplay is basically an incredibly detailed outline. All the dialogue is there. But if you've ever read a screenplay, I'll give you a bit of insight here. This is how it reads. Interior, Bailey Tower block, day. Pat Kane leaves his flat on the 6th floor. It's quite stale. It's minimalistic. It tells you where it is, the time of day, who is in the scene, where they are, and then you get into the dialogue, right? And that's not very novelistic, is it? Now, complete disclosure. I had attempted to adapt this about 2 days before I heard that episode. As an experiment, because I've never adapted a screenplay before, I wrote a single chapter. So chapter 1 does exist, which saves me another problem. It means that I have the tone nailed down, as it were. And so, I'm just opening the Word document now. I already have 1,000 words exactly written. So I actually only have to write 49,000 words. And that might be a cheat, but there's no Guinness World Record people here. This is just me wanting to do this. And the news accidentally got around and this thing got a bit out of control. But here is, you remember what I just read from the screenplay. Well, this is how it begins in the novel. Chapter 1. Bailey Towers was a block of flats that had been ignored by the council, forgotten by God, and destroyed by its occupants. It was a grey, spray-painted monolith of bored souls and empty beer cans. Pat Kane lived on the 6th floor. It's a bit more novelistic, isn't it? Yeah, it requires a lot of creative juice. Just to type 50,000 words of gibberish would be very difficult. And, you know, unfortunately, it's not a case of just copy and pasting and then changing the tenses and putting some speech marks in. You have to rewrite the whole thing because it's just not the way it's formatted in a screenplay. It's just not conducive to that kind of thing, you know. So, yes, this is a far too long introduction. I've got preparations in the fridge. Do you want to go and look in the fridge with me? Let's go look in the fridge. I don't know how I'm going to do this because I'm holding my microphone with one hand and the camera in the other. So let's have a look. Let's see. I've got 4 bottles of Lucozade Sport. That's going to keep me going in the day. I have 2 microwave meals. That's going to save me having to cook. We've got ham hock for dinner. And for my 2 a.m. meal, I've got a fish pie. And I've got a bag of ready to eat anywhere chicken tikka that I'm probably going to stick in a wrap with some tomato. And I'm going to eat that at lunchtime. Put my microphone down now. In this drawer, this is the best drawer in the house, are 3 packets of biltong, 2 packets of nuts, a few sweets, and I'm going to be getting some chocolate tomorrow, just in case I need the energy. I realised that all of my snacks were savoury, so I needed some sweets. Now, we also have a coffee pot, which we're percolating most of the time. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to drink tea in the day and coffee through the night, or coffee in the day and tea through the night. I think that's what the vote counters did, but I don't see any sense that way around. I think I'll mix it up a bit. I'll go coffee, tea, coffee, tea, coffee, tea. There we go, problem solved. And then let's go into the green hallway. Look, it's painted green. What? Wait. Can you, what? I'm recording.
Yeah, I realised.
Rachel's organising her nail polish. This video's gone off track. Look, this is the books. Anyway, I'm going back in there. I'm doing a video.
I know you are.
I feel a bit crazy. Because tomorrow, the idea, what's happening tomorrow has, some days I think, it's going to be impossible. And then some days I think, oh, you can do it. You'll just do it and it will be fine. I'm going to put this back in its cradle. Oh. So, yes. I've also got wrist support. So, have you ever played the game Geometry Dash? My daughter has that game. She's been playing it for years and she's on level 8. And I thought, how hard can it be? And if one of my hobbies is trying to beat my child in computer games. So I downloaded Geometry Dash, and this game is a straight line that runs along the bottom of the screen with the occasional spike and ledge, and you play a little cube and it goes along automatically, and all you have to do is tap with your right thumb to make it jump over the spikes. Now I managed to get myself to level 6, but it meant playing each level about 300 times, and each time you play a level you have to tap the screen maybe 150 times, maybe more. So 150 times a level, 300 times a level, times 6. My right thumb was aching. I managed to give myself a repetitive strain injury playing Geometry Dash just so that I could just to beat my daughter. So I've been wearing like a thing, a very tight glove thing on my hand. I've been wearing this on my hand, and that has helped. Typing a lot tomorrow, it might cause more strain. I think one of the biggest problems tomorrow is going to be physically sitting in a chair for 24 hours, physically typing. I think that's going to cause a lot of ache and whatnot. Maybe screen burn on the old eyeballs. Cognitively, managing to stay alive enough in the brain to actually write something that's worth reading. I know the story's good. I know the characters are interesting. I know the plot is excellent, and I know that the hook is unique. Sort of unique. After some investigation, having written the screenplay, it did turn out a film with a similar plot was made in America, with Henry Rollins from Black Flag playing the serial killer in the safe. It is a very different story. That's a very bright, running around action film. Henry Rollins is wearing a suit and is very sophisticated in that kind of strange way we think serial killers are, in that charming manner. I haven't watched the film, I've only watched the trailer. Mine is a lot more darker. It's a very British, inept gangster story. In fact, this is the final line of the first chapter. This is Kane's gang. The main character is Pat Kane. They are probably the shittest gang ever put together for the goal of robbing a bank. They wouldn't cope in a high-concept, all-brain-swinging heist job. Ocean's 11 they are not. But for what Kane had planned, they'll do. That's Kane's gang in a nutshell. They go into the bank. Pat Kane, the main dude, he's like a locally famous ex-bank robber, retired. He's 70 years old, and he's just doing one last job with a couple of locals from the pub and a youth from the block that he lives in. The cashier recognises him because he's famous, and she knows that from reading his book that he believes in a victimless crime. That, you rob a bank, your money's insured, nobody gets hurt. This is at odds with the crime of a serial killer, which is not victimless, and this is the theme of the story, the conflict. He's forced into a situation where a crime that he has committed is no longer victimless. And he may need to hurt somebody in order to save the day, ultimately. It's also kind of it's a monster in the house horror, and it's in a way it's my slasher film. It's many things, this film. Novel. But anyway, tomorrow, 24 hours, 50,000 words, sat at this desk, typing. Oh. Wish me luck. The Mask Collector, to put more pressure on myself, is already up for pre-order on Amazon. Just search for the Mask Collector. Very much appreciate your support in that way. It's £1.99, very expensive. Okay, I wasn't really planning to make a video today. I was just setting up the camera for tomorrow because I know that I'm going to be doing updates throughout the day. So this was never meant to be a video, but it's turned out to be one. So that's me. I have a harmonica at the ready in case I get bored, which I can't play. I also have a guitar nearby in case I need that kind of distraction. Bye!